Welcome to Magic Dad. It's a keep.
All right, Charles from Magic Dad YouTube channel. We're going to go ahead and do a draft today, but we're going to do something different. We've been doing War of the Spark on Arena, and Vintage Cube is up on Magic the Gathering Online. I do love me some Cube Draft. That is my favorite format of Magic. So let's go ahead and jump in this Vintage Cube. All right, for those of you who don't know, Cube is like a mini set that you take all the cards throughout history of Magic, and you build a set that just can be drafted over and over and over and over again. In this particular set that Wizards of the Coast has created, there's all the power cards, all the power 9 from the original set. There's a whole bunch of amazingly powerful cards. You can do some really broken stuff in this. So we have Gideon and Karn in this set, in this pack, and we have Faithless Looting, Incinerate's fine, Worn Power Stone. A lot of times having ways to generate mana is extremely good. I am looking at this fetch land. I do think that fetch lands and mana bases in Cube, especially Vintage Cube, are really important. But I think the most powerful thing we can do right now is take this Worn Power Stone. Even though it looks kind of unassuming, it's actually really good. And what that also does is it keeps us colorless so that we can see what broken stuff we can do. Interesting. We have a Time Warp, Thoughtseize, Mother of Runes. We have an Elf, an Empty the Warrens, Terminate. We might be able to get to 5 mana kind of early. Start taking some extra turns, and there's some crazy stuff you can do in this cube. So I'm going to take that right now as probably the most powerful card in the pack. Kitchen Finks is great, Thoughtseize is great, whatever. Atlanta War Owls, there is a green strategy with like Crater Hoof Behemoth, and there's green-blue. Yeah, I'm going to take this Time Warp here just because I think it's got potential. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. I have never successfully drafted a Storm deck. We did see Lion's Eye Diamond in pack 1. If I had taken that, I would 100% take High Tide here. But I don't know that the Lion's Eye Diamond is going to wheel, and that's going to make things awkward. We can Worn Power Stone into an early Wormcoil Engine. This could be disastrous, but maybe I just want to take the High Tide and see if I can draft my first ever Storm deck. For those of you who haven't seen Storm before, it's pretty crazy. I've seen people do it. I think I understand the principle of it, but it doesn't mean I'll be able to do it. All right, if this is a disaster, maybe I just won't post the video. Target player draws 3 cards. That player discards 2 cards unless they discard a land. So we definitely are going to need ways to filter through our cards in order to make the Storm deck work. So I think maybe Compulsive Research is good here. I'm not really seeing anything else that's great for the Storm deck. We don't necessarily need to force Storm, but I'm kind of disappointed right now in just the amount of powerful cards we're seeing. These packs have not been fantastic. Cascade and Bloodbraid Elf is pretty great, but we're kind of far from Jund. So anyway, I'm going to take the Compulsive Research and see if it helps us filter through to a Storm deck. So again, fetch lands and fetchable lands are kind of a big deal in Vintage Cube. So I think I might just take this Godless Shrine. Man, I'm not seeing a ton here that I just absolutely want to great. We've got 3 blue cards, a Worn Power Stone. The blue cards here are not that great. I mean, Tezzeret does work with Worn Power Stone, and that you can untap the Worn Power Stone and generate more mana, and that might be really good. Oh no, what did I end up with? I wasn't paying attention to the clock. I ended up with Moat. That was definitely not where we wanted. But here we are definitely going to take the Hallowed Fountain. We've already got 3 blue cards. I talked about how lands are good. Pretty disappointed that I took that Moat over that Tezzeret. Pestermite, we could take Pestermite and hope that we get into red-blue and maybe we see Geeky Jiki. And I don't know if Splinter Twin is in this cube. I would imagine it is. But I'm just going to take the Hallowed Fountain, fetchable land. All right, Mind's Desire. Mind's Desire has Storm. Shuffle your library, then exile the top card of your library. Until the end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. And then on top of that, it has Storm. So you copy it for each spell that you took beforehand. I'm not seeing a whole lot here. And it is a Storm card and goes with what we're trying to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Any way for us to generate mana on the turn that we're going to go off. So I'm going to take the Lotus Bloom, but I don't know that we're going to play it. I feel like this draft is kind of becoming disastrous, but you never know. These packs are so crazy that pack 2 and 3 could totally build a deck out of just 2 packs. It's actually not too late to just do something else, believe it or not. Here I'm going to take the negate. Okay, Needle Spire, Kitchen Sphinx, Empty the Okay, Empty the Warrens is a win condition. It's a Storm card. Creates a ton of goblins that you can attack with. So we'll take that as a potential win condition in case we don't see the others. Toxis Deluge is just kind of a messed up magic card. So I think what we're going to do is just put that in the sideboard for now. And then if we end up in something else that may be playable, we'll take just take the Field of Ruin. Definitely take the Godless Shrine. We have some white cards randomly and the Scrabby Scrounger. Again, I have not drafted Storm successfully before, so this might be disastrous, but we're going to try here. I think Preordain, the Polluted Delta. There's a Tolarian Academy to generate mana. I'm going to take the Preordain. Maybe this is why I don't draft successful Storm decks. But here I think Turnabout is what we're supposed to do. It's use an artifact, creature, or land. Tap all untapped permanents of the chosen type, or untap all tapped permanents. So basically you can tap all your lands, play Turnabout, then untap them all. When you play it with High Tide, all the islands are already producing extra cards. So I think Turnabout is what we're supposed to be getting here if we're trying to win with Storm. Mystic Confluence is great. I'm going to take Mystic Confluence here. I don't think there's anything else that's great for... I mean, Dig Through Time is obviously great too. But yeah, I'm going to take the Mystic Confluence. Oh, Misty Rainforest. There's a pretty late shock land that's blue. Or not shock land, fetch land, I mean. I don't see a lot else. Shelldeck Isle is pretty amazing too. But I don't know that that's what we're trying to do. So I think Misty Rainforest is the pick here. It fetches our Hallowed Fountain. And if we get any other fetchable lands. Alright, I'm going to take the Misty Rainforest. Not as good as the Polluted Delta, but we're doing alright. So I believe I'm looking for things like Yogsmouth Will. Things that generate mana generation, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to take the Cabal Ritual. I think that's right. All right, there's a Brainstorm, which is, I'm glad I got the Misty now. I think, let's see, Brawl is pretty good too. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, which makes that pretty good. Makes all my spells cheaper. That seems pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take the Brawl. Alright, Siege King Commander, Celestial Colonnade, Palancron. Do we have a way? We do have High Tide, so it's possible to make infinite mana. I don't know what we're doing with that infinite mana, but maybe I'm supposed to take Palancron here, or although Dark Ritual is here, I feel like Dark Ritual is what I'm supposed to be taking. And I haven't really seen a Signet yet. I really want Signets with blue and black mana in it. But I think Dark Ritual is what I'm supposed to be taking. Although Palancron is kind of broken, you can make crazy infinite mana with it. Especially with High Tide and Worn Power Stone and things like that. So, but I'm going to take the Dark Ritual. There's a Daze, a Sphinx's Revelation. I do have a fetchable Hallowed Fountain and a Godless Shrine. So maybe Sphinx's Revelation is okay in this. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Daze. That's interesting. I'll take the Sphinx's Rev, though. A Thing in the Ice is fine in this deck because the whole idea is you're going to cast a whole bunch of cheap spells. So A Thing in the Ice could flip and win you the game if you can go off. So we'll do that. Shriek Maw. Oh, there it is. Did I miss this earlier? Did I really miss Tendrils? That's our win condition. All right, Tendrils of Agony. This is the win condition. Target player loses 2 life and gains 2 life. I must have missed this earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I don't know how I did that. I got super lucky that it wheeled. Nobody's in Storm. This is our win condition. This is an easy dismember for me here. All right, so we're going to try this. We're actually going to try to storm off. I put the Mazavith in sideboard. I will put the Caracas in the sideboard. I might actually be able to play that. Caracas is great because it is an answer to some of the cheater decks where they cheat cards into play. A lot of the creatures that they bring into play when they, bring it back from Reanimator or Through the Breach or Sneak Attack and so on, they're legendary creatures, and Caracas just returns it to their hand. So, all right, let's see here. Oh my goodness, an Upheaval. Upheaval is nuts. Can I Upheaval in this deck? I don't have any signets or anything like that. So Upheaval returns all permanents to their owner's hands, but what you do is you have a lot of like cheap mana generation artifacts. You return everything, and then you're able to get ahead of your opponent because you can play your land, play your artifacts, and you have your mana base a lot faster than everybody else. I think I'm going to take the Thirst for Knowledge. I think I want things that are going to draw me cards to try to find my Storm. Yeah, I'm going to take the Thirst for Knowledge, I believe. Okay, so here we go. We got a Watery Grave, which is perfect. Our Misty Rainforest finds it. There's a Fatal Push. A Repeal is usually fine. You can bounce tokens, draw a card. You can bounce whatever their threat is, and draw a card. But I think I want the Watery Grave. It's just going to help us cast our spells. That's going to allow us to tutor up all of the things we need to try to go off. So I think the other thing is Gush. Gush is pretty fantastic. But we don't have a tutor at this point, and I think the tutor is more important. So I'm going to take the tutor. I wish it was a demonic tutor and not a 4-mana tutor. And I wish this Gush would wheel, but I doubt it will. There is a Sneak Attack here. Some other shenanigans in this pack, but I think I'm going to take the 4-mana tutor. We're going to get rid of the Empty the Warrens at this point. We're probably not playing that as a win condition. There's a Disallow. There's a Bob. Those of you who don't know, the artwork on Dark Confidant is Bob Marr from when he won the Invitational. That's pretty great in our deck too, I think. Although I could just take, interesting. I don't know if Ancient Tomb is right. It's possible Ancient Tomb just makes mana for us to go off. I'm going to take the Ancient Tomb. I've not played with Ancient Tomb a lot. Seen it played, and I'm going to just take that and see what happens. Not going to lie, not great for us. Jeez. I'm going to take a Walking Ballista. If we can cast it for 0 on the turn we go off, and cast it for 0 to up our storm count. And I think that's fine. The other thing would be like Spell Queller. But yeah, I'm going to take a Walking Ballista. Let's see for now. I don't know if we'll play it. Thran Dynamo seems exactly what we want. There's a Spell Pierce. Oh, there we go. Until end of turn, you may play cards from your graveyard. That's pretty big deal. So we're going to take that over the Thran Dynamo, I guess. But the idea is we use a bunch of cheap cantrips early. Like we have Preordain. And unfortunately, it looks like Preordain's the only thing we got. But again, you use those cantrips early, and then when the turn that you're going to go off, you cast Wild Yawgmoth will cast all of those again. Then you can run your Tendrils of Agony. So here, wow, there's not much here. I hope this deck works. I'm not 100% sure that we are in a great situation. Again, Storm is pretty tough to draft, and I'm not very good at it, but I figure what the heck, we might as well try. I'm going to take the Signet, actually. This is actually pretty good. It has black mana in it. It doesn't have blue, but the black might come in handy. And just generating an extra mana is good. I'll take the Dark Confidant. That's a decent wheel. Alright, so I think this is the deck we're going to go with. We got a lot of good ways to generate extra mana. And we're going to see if we can try to storm off. Again, bear with me because I'm not great at running this deck. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to do it, but I'm pretty excited to try it out. All right, round 1. So let's see if we can make our crazy deck work. And I think this is an easy keep. We got Misty Rainforest, Islands, Swamps. We got a Preordain. So this seems like an easy keep. Our opponent is up first. Ooh, Mono Red. That is not what we wanted to see. That is rough. So this is probably the worst matchup that we could have asked for. So let's go ahead and play an island. Oh, I forgot Preordain was a sorcery. I told you I am not very good at this game. Alright, so again, I was distracted and messed up on the Preordain, but we'll go ahead and play our Dark Confidant. And I think at this point we're trying to stay alive, so I might be trading. And then next turn we'll play the Worn Power Stone. Move to blocks. Alright, so we will block there. Try to preserve some life here. We lose our card advantage that Bob would have given us, but yeah, okay, this is real bad. Sulfuric Vortex is not going to be good for us either. Yeah, we're already so far behind. We do have 5 mana. We're going to have to go off on like a turn very quickly here. We maybe have 2 or 3 turns, depending on what's in his hand. He only has 2 cards. That's the good thing. Oh, that's not good. A Mutavault. Alright, so we're at 8 life. Let's see here. 2, 4, 6 on the board. Then we take 2. So at this point, we basically have to go off this turn, and I'm not sure how we do it, but we will try. So first things first, especially with no blue mana, this is what really hurts, is we are lacking blue mana. So let's go ahead and Preordain. And we're going to scry 2. Alright, so we'll scry this to the bottom. And I don't think the Signet helps us here either. That's tough. I put it on the bottom. And we drew... Okay, well that's good. We drew... The problem is we don't have any way to untap our mana and generate more, I don't think. We don't have Threshold yet, so we can use Cabal Ritual. So if we go get Tendrils of Agony, so like for instance, let's cast this. Alright, so we go get... So we have Cabal Ritual now. That gives us 4 mana for the Mastermind. See, I think we're one mana short. So we grab this and we search your library for a card and put it in your hand. Let's see if we have anything that we can generate mana with. So, Tendrils of Agony. But we are 1 mana short from being able to cast it, and our storm count is only 3 anyway. So this is a bit of a bummer. Yeah, so we'll kill that creature, but we're dead basically. They've got 4 power on the board, and it's a bummer. We were so close to going off with the Tendrils. I don't think we had anything in our deck that would save us, though. Mono Red is definitely going to be a hard matchup. But I don't know. Hopefully you could see through that interaction how the deck is supposed to work. If we could have waited 1 more turn or generated 1 more mana, then we would have been able to cast Tendrils of Agony, gain a whole bunch of life, and do a whole bunch of damage to them. And at that point, at some point, we draw Yawgmoth Will, do the whole thing again, and Tendrils again. So, but we just couldn't generate enough mana, basically, with what we had. All right, for sideboarding purposes, I don't think there's anything I can do. Oh, Fatal Push is actually good against this deck. Take out the Sphinx's Revelation. We're not going to live long enough to ever cast that. Also, Time Warp is probably better than Mind's Desire, just because of we're not going to get to 6 mana, but we might get to 5 mana. Time Warp might allow us to go off on the turn after Time Warp. So let's do that, and we'll sideboard. So we're on the play, and we have a crazy hand full of nothing. We do have a removal spell and a ritual. I feel like we're supposed to mulligan this, but I don't know, so I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep the removal spell. We'll go ahead and play the swamp, and we'll pass the turn. And a Beaumont Courier. Brutal. Okay, so playing islands. I think let's go ahead and kill this. And pass turn. We did not want to draw land. We really wanted to draw some kind of business. One of our draw spells would be great. Oh, wow. We are flooding out. So this is not good. Nothing like starting with 5 lands and then drawing nothing but lands. Yeah, we are going to lose the Mutavault. This is not going well for us. Well, there's a High Tide. That's interesting. So now we just need to draw some things that allow us to make mana and draw spells. Or I'm sorry, we need to draw a win condition and draw spells. We definitely have enough mana at this point with High Tide. Although we really need a swamp. Oh no, we have the Dark Ritual, so we're okay with that as well. Wow, this is brutal. How do you draw that many lands? That is ridiculous. Oh, it's so brutal. This is unfortunate. It's bad enough to play red in the first round, but we kept a 5-lander, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means 4 draw steps. We've had 4 draw steps and 3 lands. That's pretty unfortunate when you keep a 5-lander. Oh no, there you go. There's 5 to the face, and then they just shock us or something. So we have to be able to go off this next turn if we can stay alive. Oh my goodness. All right, well, if there was ever a time we're going to be able to do it, this is it. So we're going to play this island. We're going to tap an island and play High Tide. And we can't use our Ancient Tomb right now, which is super unfortunate because we can't use the Ancient Tomb because the 2 damage would hit us, and they have they have 2 cards in their graveyard, and they would be able to Grim Lava Mancer us for the win. So we're gonna draw 3 cards here. Okay. Well, that's not good. We're gonna. Wow, this is super unfortunate. Discard an artifact. We really needed to draw into like another draw spell. I think we're just dead. It's unfortunate because we could go Dark Ritual. Then we go Cabal Ritual. Then we go Bob. We would have 6 mana. So if we had just drawn, because right now what we would have done is done this. Right now we have 5 mana. So if we could have just drawn into in our storm counts at 5, we could have gained 10 life. No, 12 life. We would have gained 12 life, and we would have done 12 damage to them, and that would have allowed us to stay alive until we could draw the Yogsmouth Will, and so on. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and we're just going to concede. All right, round 2 with our attempt at playing Storm. So I'm going to keep this. We have a turn 2 Worn Power Stone. We have an Ancient Tomb, which is going to allow us to play that. We have a negate. So we'll see here. Let's play our island. Pass a turn. We do have a Yogsmouth Will, but we're definitely lacking on lands. We do nothing but lands in the last game. So we're going to go Ancient Tomb. We're going to do 2 damage to ourselves. Play Worn Power Stone. And next turn 3, we will have 4, 5, 6 mana, which is pretty decent. And they're time walking us. Okay, well, they drew power. Time walk is a powerful card. Don't know if you're aware of this. 1 and a blue, take an extra turn. Pretty ridiculous. That is definitely something we would have liked in our deck. Oh, and a Soul Ring. Nothing like getting a Time Walk and a Soul Ring in the same deck. That's just ridiculously unfair. Let's see here. All right, a Thirst for Knowledge. So this is interesting. Let's go ahead and Thirst for Knowledge. Draw some cards. Would be pretty sweet if we could go off. So this says I have to either discard an artifact or discard 2 cards. So let's discard Caracas and discard Thing in the Ice. Then we can play the Swamp. And I think we're passing the turn. So we wanted... Oh, shoot. I should have played Baral, I think. So I played that wrong because I should have played the island, tapped the Ancient Tomb, and played the Baral. But that's okay. We'll make it work. Oops. All right, let's see what craziness they do with... They've got 6 mana as well. All right, so they just untapped with all their mana. That's interesting. All right, so we'll play this island. We still need another swamp as well. So we can go 2, 4, 5, 6. Or maybe just make a 2/2 with Walking Ballista. And then just kill their 2 flyers. The question is am I going to want to negate something? That's what I don't know. But alright, so do this. And we go okay. I'm keeping up the negate. I don't know why, but they may have a crazy planeswalker or something like that. And I just feel like at this point we're just trying to stay alive until we can draw into the pieces of our storm combo. And if they're only attacking us for 2 right now, it's actually not that big of a deal. At some point they're going to be able to flash back Lingering Souls, I assume, but it looks like they're missing black mana. So what do we draw? Okay, there's our swamp. That's a good thing. So now what we need is High Tide, and we need both High Tide and Tendrils. So I think what I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm going to play Baral. And then I'm going to actually attack in for 2, which will make it so that we don't have to Tendrils for as much. If we can get the High Tide. What do they got? This is going to be interesting. What are they trying to do at the end of turn with all this mana? Burst Lightning. So yeah, let's go ahead and negate that. And I get to draw a card, which is fantastic. Yes, and we get a Dark Ritual. So we definitely have the mana now. We just need to... let's see. What do I want to... Oh, I guess we discard the... Yeah, we're going to discard the Dark Ritual because we'll Yawgmoth Will into the Dark Ritual. Yeah. So we're taking 2 here. Hopefully... Oh, Flame Tongue Kavu is not good. What are they going to... They're going to target Baral. That's a bummer. So we're going to lose our Baral, which is a bummer. Godless Shrine. Let's play that. No. I'm trying to think if going to get High Tide or the Tendrils is right. Gonna attack. If he wants to trade the Flame Tongue Kavu, that's fine. That means he can't hit me for 4. So that's fine. So this is where Storm gets sketchy for me because I'm not 100% sure on like how much risk I'm supposed to take. We have everything in our graveyard to build our Storm count, and I know that I need basically like 2 cards win us the game. The Tendrils and the High Tide basically will win us the game. But I feel like I have to have one, and I need to draw one naturally here so that I can go fetch the other one. All right. Interesting. So we'll do this. I can't stay alive? Is that what's going on here? I'm dead next turn? Oh, so I might have just... So I guess I have to go for it here. So, go Golgari. Pay the Ancient Tomb. Then we're going to Yawgmoth's Will. Pay the 2. Which allows me to play things from the graveyard. Uh-oh, they're fetching. Did they got me? They might have us. Let's see what they got. Oh no, counterspell. Oh, that's brutal. Alright, we'll move on. This is pretty rough. It is really hard to play Storm, so we'll see if we can make it work. We did see tokens, so Fatal Push is probably good again, better than Sphinx's Rev. And again, the Time Warp is probably better than the Mind's Desire. So this build is probably just the better build. But let's see if we can make it work. So yeah, we want to play first. I like to see my graveyards. What do we got for lands? Ancient Tomb, Other Shrine, Dismember, Preordain. We're missing blue mana. This is pretty... We have our win condition, but we're really missing blue mana, which seems real bad. I'm going to keep this, though. If we draw an island, seems pretty good. Oh my goodness, I was playing first and forgot to play my land. Oh my god, I'm so bad at Magic. Wow, that is crippling. Oh wow. Man, that was real bad. Okay. All right, there's our High Tide, but we're still missing blue mana, so we just want to draw islands at this point. I guess we passed the turn. We definitely just want islands. Yeah, I think we... Oh my goodness, let's just play Moxes. Is this the same people that had... Oh my goodness. I think this is the same people that had... Well, the Defenders, huh? These are the same people that had Time Walk and... Wow, this is brutal. What is going on here with the no islands? We just cannot catch a break. I guess if what is this? It creates a token with Defender. You may sacrifice an artifact if you do destroy target artifact or creature. I don't have one of those yet. All right, well, I guess right now that Defender's not doing us any harm, so we just need to draw some islands. And a Baneslayer Angel. So that's a thing. So we can go black, Dismember, Baneslayer Angel. Wow, this is brutal. How many cards do they have in hand? So I guess we just him to Turok them. And we got rid of Path to Exile and Burst Lightning. But man, that is brutal that we just cannot draw an island. Maybe our mana base is just real bad. If we can somehow pull this out, I think I need to look at taking. I took out Sphinx's Rev, but then left in the white mana, the Caracas and stuff. So it's possible that I'm supposed to just take that out and replace it with an island if I'm not going to play any white spells. Oh, Time Walk. Yeah, so he's got, this is ridiculous. He has a Mox Sapphire, a Time Walk, and a Soul Ring. This is ridiculous. How are you supposed to beat this deck? Like, I didn't see any power in our draft. That is insane. Mox Sapphire, Time Walk. I don't know what he's doing with all these defenders. Just giving me time, I guess. Come on, islands. Yeah, he's got a ton of defenders. There's a Caracas. Yeah, see, that was definitely should have been an island. That's where I've really messed up. Man, this is brutal. I feel like if we draw an island, we're doing really well. Flame Tonkavu. That's pretty brutal. I don't have a way to get rid of that. Islands. One time. Come on. This is insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to Fatal Push. Let's see here. Cancel. I guess we Fatal Push a token just so that we don't have to discard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is brutal. Cast. Wow, this is just really frustrating. I mean, I guess it's my own fault for not playing enough islands, but definitely feels real bad. I mean, we're on 4 lands, and they have 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. So not only are we not drawing islands, we're just not drawing lands, which is crazy. Are you serious? Oh, he tripled Mox Sapphire on top of that. So yeah, so he had 8 lands and a Mox Sapphire, and now he has 4 Mox Sapphires. Seems good. I don't know what he's gonna do with all that that mana. Still pretty cool. He should take a screenshot. Island one time. Island, hello. Let's preordain. And put the... Will we live long enough for Lotus Bloom to go off? Suspend 3? Probably not. So we're going to put that on the bottom of the library. And do I need this other... I do not need it necessarily because I have Dark Ritual. I have enough. Put that on the bottom as well. So then we're going to play Bob. And I will trade Bob for the Flame Tonkavu to try to live longer. And we're getting closer here. We're definitely getting closer. Still could use a few more islands. Yeah, okay. What did they just... I don't know what they used to destroy that. Oh, is it sacrifice a creature? Yeah, sacrificed an artifact to destroy a creature. Which is fine. Wow, a negate. Okay. Oh my goodness. So I guess we compulsive research. Compulsive research to try to get some more lands, I guess. Wow, we did not get land. This is brutal. This is just nuts. So I guess we get rid of the walking ballista. Not well. Yeah, the walking ballista. And the wow, this is so brutal that we just can't draw lands. We definitely get rid of the walking ballista. We're gonna need the thirst for knowledge to draw again. I think the negate to protect ourselves. Maybe we get rid of the time warp since we don't have a blue to cast it. And right now, I don't think there's anything we can do, but we just take our 4 damage and then hope we draw something to be able to get us going next turn. I mean, we have 5 mana, and they've drawn 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus a Mox. I mean, I don't know how we compete. They already have a Mox, a Time Walk, and a Soul Ring, in addition to a Planeswalker, and we've just drawn 5 lands after drawing extra cards. So I do think we have Threshold, though, right? Threshold is 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, so we're going to be able to make plenty of mana if we can go off. Let's see here. Are they going to firebolt us? Can they just win the game? All right, so we have to try to go off here. The relevance of this is that they 100% just made our life miserable by not being able to take shocks. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to tap 1 to Dark Ritual. We're going to attempt to go off with Tendrils of Agony here. We may be able to do it. Then we are going to tap here, play Cabal Ritual. Then we are going to Yawgmoth's Will, right? So then we go Yawgmoth's Will. Okay. And we play Dark Ritual and Cabal Ritual. Okay. Then we can... man, this is so brutal. We can tap blue. Wait, so do we tap the blue yet? We tap the blue. Let's see here. Do we tap the blue? We tap the blue and Thirst for Knowledge, and then hope to draw an island. I think. I think we're very close to being able to. All right, so we're going to discard 2 cards or an artifact. So we discard 2 cards, I believe, And we discard the Watery Grave and the Toxic Deluge. Then we go ahead and play the islands. Then we play the Signet. So right now, our storm count is 7. Then we're going to go ahead and tap this. So we have 5 and 6. Tap the blue to preordain. Tap the blue to preordain. There's our storm count of 8. So we put on the bottom. You know what's gonna kill us? They have 1 card in hand. If it's a counter spell, we lose the game. Unbelievable. I just realized it. That's exactly what's gonna happen here. Because I messed up. If I could go back, I would use the Fatal Push to kill a token, which I'm gonna do anyway. So Fatal Push, cast, choose a target creature. The storm count's 9 right now. And we still have... Oh, man, I can't believe I didn't leave a blue mana up. A blue mana is going to get us. So they're going to... Oh, wait, cancel. Hold on. So, wait. So they can only counter the original run, right? So target player loses storm. When you cast this, copy it. So right now, 9 does 18 damage. We want to be able to cast 1 more spell. So do I have a 2 mana spell? I do. I have Hymn to Torok. So I go black, and then I go Hymn to Torok, targeting him. He has to discard his card. I still have 4 mana, and then I go Tendrils, him, and then I go okay, and it's going to copy it. And we win the round. So that's how he conceded before he could see it, but basically it was going to make 10 copies of Tendrils of Agony, and it would have done 20 damage to them. So we did it. We stormed out on a game. I think what we're supposed to do here is I have no white spells, so I'm supposed to take Caracas out and add an island. That was real bad on my part, that when I took out the Sphinx's Revelation for a longer game, because Sphinx is great in a longer game, but not great here. All right, game 3. I don't know if I sound excited or not, but that was pretty amazing. I'm not going to lie. And it feels pretty good to be able to storm off at least in one game and that I don't look like a complete fool. But we're going to keep this. We have a sweet Hymn to Torok on turn 2. We have a Thirst for Knowledge on turn 3. And let's see if we can make this work. And there's our Yawgmoth Will, which is great. Of course they have a Time Walk on turn 2. Why wouldn't they have a Time Walk on turn 2? Alright, so let's go ahead and play our Swamp, and then we'll Hymn to Torok them, and they're going to have to discard 2 of their 5 cards at random. Worm Coil Engine and Banishing Light. So we do have to watch our clock. We are down to 7 minutes to their 17. So they have 4 mana, and they've already taken an extra turn. We haven't even got to our 3rd turn yet, so this seems real fair. And they Sphinx's Revelation, of course. So let's go ahead and play Thirst for Knowledge. And we will go ahead and discard the Artifact, I believe. And now we have a Turnabout as well, so we're going to be able to untap our lands. So this is going pretty well, so I'm going to pass. What we really need now is just like our High Tide and our either our tendrils or high tide tendrils or what do you call it? Our tutor. We need our tutor. This land. So the Soul Ring, Mox, and Time Walk. Nice to have 3 super powerful cards and to draw them all in the same game. That seems pretty good. If we were to pull this out, it would be pretty epic. I'm not going to lie. He's playing something. He's got a ton of mana. And he cast another Duretti. He was definitely unsure of what to do there. So I think what we do here is we try to go off in 3 turns. So what we do is we cast Brawl. And then we cast Suspend a Lotus Bloom. And if we can see this exiled here. So Lotus Bloom is now exiled for 3 turns. But when it comes into play, we cast it. And we get 3 mana of any color, which is going to help us cast like our Yawgmoth Will and all these other things. So let's go ahead and pass the turn. And he's got the Duretti. Although he can sacrifice. Oh, that was real bad. I should have waited to play the Baral. But remember, we can play that off the Yawgmoth Will. So it's okay that he sacrificed that and killed our creature. We can play that right away off the Yawgmoth Will. There's a soldier. 20 turn clock. We're going to always yield to this. And we got a Water Grave, so I'm going to play that and say no. And I think right now there's not much we can do. So I'm just going to pass the turn and hope that I draw into like High Tide and, you know, a Ritual, something like that, so that we can go off. We definitely need a little bit of help though. I'm really hoping to be able to go off when this Lotus Bloom goes off. It starts off your Storm counter at 1, and then we're going to be able to cast a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm just going to patiently play my lands. Ooh, taking 4. Okay, that's a Fatal Push, so that's decent. I'm going to play this, say no. The question is, yeah, I guess we just Fatal Push the Thief of Sanctity. I can't Fatal Push right now. Oh, that's brutal. So I guess we just Fatal Push the token just to stay alive a little bit longer. But this Thief of Sanity could really mess us up. It looks at the top 3 cards of our library and exile it face down. So we could be in a lot of trouble. I could tap all his creatures before combat just to try to keep him from... We're at 5 minutes, so we're gonna be in some trouble, but I could technically turn about and tap all of his creatures before combat so that he can't do damage. Now I could turn about. Target player. Creature. Tap. And we just saved ourselves a little bit of damage. But it really need to draw into some pieces here. All right, so we're casting Lotus Bloom, and hopefully we can go off. Lotus Bloom's on the stack. It's going to give us 3 mana. And we got a thing in the ice, huh? So I guess we play our islands. And I'm trying to think of how we're supposed to do this. We go 1, 2, 3. Yawgmoth Will. And then I believe we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Turnabout, target player, lands. I think this is how this works. If it's not, we just lost the game. So we go land, untap. All of our lands just came untapped, which is great. Then what we need to do is go 1, 2, 3, thirst for knowledge. Oh, we should have played Baral first. That was real dumb. Oh my goodness. That was real bad. So compulsive research and dark confidant. So we have to discard 2 cards, and I think we've already played our land for turn. So we get rid of the 2 lands. Then we should have played Brawl first. That was a mistake. So yeah, I think I screwed up. I definitely screwed up. Wow, this is super brutal. I no longer can generate enough. Wow, I needed that Baral to be out first. This deck is really hard to play, I'm not gonna lie. I think what we do is we make 3 black. So yeah, so I can't even win with Tendrils. I'm 1 mana short because I didn't play the Baral first, and I knew that. I didn't know that I was supposed to play the Baral first, and I just blew it. So this is really bad. I guess we compulsive research. We go blue, compulsive research, draw 3 cards. Now the only thing that could save us here, and which we did not do, so we're going to discard a land. Well, that's disappointing. If we had drawn Tendrils and a Dark Ritual, that would have been enough to win the game. But it was not. Or at least it would have been enough to extend the game. We would have done 14 damage to them and gained 14 life. But I think at this point, I don't think there's anything else I can do. So I guess I just passed the turn, which is pretty brutal. And we wasted our draw spells. We do have a couple more in there, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a lot harder to win at this point. Oh, we ran out of time. Okay, well, this deck is really hard. We did get to go off 1 time, and we'll try it 1 more time in round 3. All right, round 3. Let's see if we can make a win here. I'm not sure what's going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 2 lands, but we do not have any black mana, so we're gonna have to try to stay alive here. But I'm gonna keep this because we do have Tendrils, High Tide, and a negate, and our tutor, so we can even go get like a Dark Ritual or something like that. So let's see here. We've had, okay, well that's a good start. We needed a swamp, and we got one. We still need more. It's been a while since I've been playing Magic Online because of all the arena play and playing War of the Spark on there for basically for free. With the gold coins. So I definitely feel a little rusty, and running out of clock in that last round was pretty brutal. All right, well, we're getting there. We definitely have our double mana now. So we've got 3 islands to produce double mana with High Tide, which is pretty nice. All right, we got another swamp there. So we are just definitely drawing in stuff. We got a mana confluence here. I guess at this point we're just passing the turn. They're not really doing anything to beat us yet. They've got to search up a creature, and they do have some accelerated stuff going on. This is probably like a Crater Hoof Behemoth deck, would be my guess. So there's some shenanigans here. But if we can go off before that, that'll be great. We do. It's possible that we just want to draw 3 cards on turn 5 and hope that's enough to let us go off here. Oh, there's a preordain. That's actually good. So I'm wondering if we're supposed to play this and if we're supposed to mastermind for Yawgmoth Will. That's interesting. So am I supposed to go black, 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 blue? And then I think we're that much closer. Search your library for a card. I think we're that much closer to going off as well. All right. So we have the pieces right now to do something pretty crazy. So I'm hoping that we can do this. I would love turnabout. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I don't feel like I'm at super threat of losing right now with what Liliana's doing. That's her Vivian, I mean. So, because I don't feel like I'm way behind, although let's see what they... Woodfall Primus. When Woodfall Primus enters the battlefield, destroy target non-creature permanent. Okay, that's bad for us. They're probably going to destroy Watery Grave. Oh, no, they're going to destroy... Okay, well, that definitely hurts. Not going to lie. Okay, that definitely hurts. So we're definitely going to have to go off soon. Okay, well, there's the turnabout. But now we really need a land. So that's kind of crazy. So how does this work? A ritual, right? They just need a ritual. I really needed to draw those 3 cards. That was brutal. I'm not going to lie. But we're so close to being able to do this. All right, let's see what they do. If they can kill us here, then it won't matter anyways. We would have drew 3 cards there, and it would have been fantastic. Yep, so you get the emblem. It's all right, so what do we got? 8, 11, 14, 15. So we have to try to go off next turn. So we have to go off this turn. What do we get? A swamp. So I think this is the only way we can do it. So I have to go, and I don't think we have enough mana, do we? If I go High Tide, then I go blue mana, black, and go Yawgmoth Will. Then I play Hallowed Fountain, take the 2 damage. Then I go make blue this. Oh no, we can't do turnabout. I somehow did the math wrong. If we could turnabout, we could win. That's really brutal. We would have been able to generate enough mana probably off that. Well, it's really unfortunate. Let's go ahead and preordain. Them destroying the land was just too bad. And we'll just concede. Oh, wow, man, we had it. That is really disappointing. Play first. That's really disappointing. I thought we could win that one. If they didn't destroy the land, we had it. Okay, so now we're all lands all day. So the question is when do we play that Lotus Bloom? So I'm going to keep this, but I'm not going to play the Lotus Bloom yet. I'm going to wait to see what our draws are. Play our island and pass the turn. mana confluence. So play this. Questionable whether I should just play a Walking Ballista. And for 1. And just try to get in some damage so that we don't have to tendrils for as much. And also, if they go ahead and play a 1/1 here that produces mana, unfortunately, they didn't. But I would 100%. Okay, so I'm going to go attack, see if they just take the 1. They do. Oh, maybe not. They're going to block. Alright, so I'm going to pay the Hollow Fountain and pass turn. I'm thinking soon I should play this Lotus Bloom. I'm thinking I should play it next turn, and then hopefully we can go off. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this and do damage to that right now and get rid of their extra mana. So let's go ahead and play a Thing in the Ice. Go ahead and suspend the Mana Bloom, or the let's get our exile here, our Lotus Bloom I mean. And it looks like right now we're just passing the turn. If they do not destroy a land here, we're going to get to draw 3 cards. And that will hopefully put us in position to win. When this Lotus Bloom goes off. Alright, they got a birds. That makes it sketchy. Ooh, what does Finale of Devastation do again? For 1, they're gonna go search for a creature for 1, I believe. Okay, it scares me when I see Finale. I'm like, oh boy. So yeah, so killing that Mana Dork was definitely the right move because we're gonna always yield to that. And then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Then I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna do it at the end of their turn though, right? Yeah, because maybe I want to counter something too and draw 2 cards instead. So you choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. So you can return target creature owner's hand, draw a card, counter target spell unless the controller pays 3. So since they went ahead and got Mana Dorks, if they try to play a 5, 6, 7 mana creature here, we totally got Mana Confluence up. Which it looks like that's what they're going to do. And we're going to get them. Or they're going to try to play a Nissa. So I'm going to go ahead and cast this. We want a counter target spell, and we want to draw 2 cards. So counter target spell unless the controller pays 3, and draw 2 cards. Choose the target spell, pay blue, blue, 1, 2, 3. And we lose a counter from Thing in the Ice. And we're going to avoid 4/4 land creatures. And we drew a land and our... So, okay, this is pretty good. We drew a land and our tutor. So hopefully we can go off next turn. So I think what we're supposed to do here is we go ahead and play this land. And then we're going to go ahead and Thirst for Knowledge. Draw 3 cards. And we're going to discard the artifacts. This is a tough decision because we can use the Dismember. We can discard We can discard the islands. The island and the dismember, or we can discard the artifact. We don't want to get rid of our tendrils. So I think, but we can play the artifact here. So I think we're going to get rid of 2 cards. We're going to get rid of the dismember and the island, and hopefully that's not wrong. But we're going to go ahead and play this, and that's going to help us. So now we have Yawgmoth Will, the Tutor, and Tendrils, and we have ways to draw cards and play and build our storm count, and we're getting Lotus Bloom to kick it off. So hopefully this next turn is going to be the turn that we go off and just get them for 20 life. That's the hope. We're hoping that we can draw into stuff. Oh, Lotus Bloom, okay. That means they can cast something for 6, so they could, I think, Primus and destroy and permanent would definitely hurt. They got 4 mana tap. They're going to draw 3 cards. Okay, I think that's really good for us. Because I think we're going to try to go off this turn. So we go, okay. We're going to cast this. And we drew an island. So I think what we want to do is get Turnabout, play the island, play this, and this, and we're gonna go get Turnabout because now we can Turnabout again here. So we're gonna go Mastermind. Say okay. Okay. And we're going to get Turnabout. Where are you down here? Because this is going to allow us to generate enough mana to do a whole bunch of stuff. So we get Turnabout, because remember we can cast it twice. So then I can go here, blue, blue, blue. Then I'm going to go Turnabout, choose here. Yeah, and our thing in the ice becomes a 7/8. And then we go, okay. Okay. We're going to land, and we're going to untap. So all of our lands untap. So now what we can do is go to combat, attack them. And remember, we won't have to tendrils for as much. So we only have to storm count to 5 at this point. So now what we can do is we go 1, 2, 3. Let's just do this. Control Z. This is a little tricky, but we're going to go ahead and sack this for black. Then I play the Yawgmoth Will. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then what I do is now can I cast this? I can't cast Lotus Bloom. All right, so what I want to do is tap all my mana. Right, and then I'm going to Turnabout. So Turnabout here. I'm going to do lands, untap. So now what I can do is I have to tap one more, and I can Mastermind. Search your library for a card. I can get High Tide. And then tap 1 and play High Tide. We have enough storm count right now that we don't even have to do anything else. But I can do blue. I can do black, blue, right? And then I can do Thirst for Knowledge for 3. And then I'm going to discard 2 cards, which I discard this and this. And I have Threshold, I believe, right? Oh, no, I don't. So I can go 1, 2, and Tendrils. And win the game. And we just, there we go. So we just won with Storm for the second game. All right, that was a little painful and a little slow, but hopefully you understand how it worked. This will be pretty sweet if we could pull out 1 win out of 3 games. Mono Red, totally don't expect to win that matchup. Kind of feel like we got a little variance on round 2. I don't think that deck was very great, and we definitely could have beat it. But I feel like we drew either way too many lands or not enough, and couldn't quite pull out two wins. We got 1 out of the 3. This is really sketchy. We do have a negate, which is going to stop a planeswalker, and we do have a ritual. So I think I'm going to keep this, but I'm not in love with it. I'm not going to lie. It was my favorite. Just to remind you, Magic Dad here, not a pro player, don't want to be a pro player, just really love Magic, especially Cube, especially Draft and Limited. So I started recording my drafts, posting them online. Friends and family like to comment. Anyone who's interested in Magic, please comment. Let me know if my picks were wrong. Let me know if I played poorly. Let me know if there's a different line I could have taken, or if you saw something that you like maybe you've never seen Storm before and this is pretty sweet. So yeah, leave some comments below and let's start a conversation about this game we all love to play. All right, so is this a Planeswalker? It is that. We're not going to let them draw cards. So hopefully we just draw lands now. That's what we want. We have Tendrils and we have our Tutor. That feels pretty good. Ancient Tomb gets us going. So I'm trying to think of what we want that we could tutor up right now that would get us closer to the win. I mean, I feel like we just need things that, like, actually, is it possible that we just want, am I supposed to just Thirst for Knowledge here? I'll do it at the end of their turn. I think I'm supposed to just Thirst for Knowledge at the end of their turn. And they're going to probably play a Planeswalker here because they've played Planeswalkers every game. They have not had a Mana Dork, though, which is good for us. Oh, Channel is real bad. This is probably not good for us. All right, well, it was fun while it lasted. If you don't know what Channel is, it's green, and you can pay life to add colorless mana. My guess is they have an Eldrazi, Tooth and Nail, so that's just as bad. So they're going to get to search for 2 creatures and put them right on the battlefield if you don't know what Tooth and Nail is. Search your library for up to 2 creatures, reveal them, put them in your hand shuffle, or put 2 creatures from your hand, and you can entwine them and do both sides. So, yeah, right there. Emrakul and Woodfall Primus. So it was fun while it lasted, everybody. I really tried. Oh, I should have, in response, I should have done my Thirst for Knowledge. This is real bad. I got so frustrated about the Tooth and Nail. Yeah, we're just going to concede. All right, well, it's unfortunate that we went 0 for 3. You can see that Cube is just busted and he can do crazy stuff. But we did get 2 wins out of the Storm deck. I am not very great at it. I don't think this was the best Storm deck in the world. And I probably played it horribly wrong. So leave comments below. Let me know what I could have done better. And hopefully you enjoy the video.